Okay, ask me the question. About our hurts,
Yeah.
you were saying.
I forget the question.
You forget the question.
Oh, are these hurts gonna come back
How, like,
to like
yes,
haunt us like zombies in the ground?
yes,
That was my question.
yes, because you said you forget your hurts.
Yeah, like I
You
buried
tend
them.
to, you bury them. You don't know they're there, and then all of a sudden a situation comes to you, and the next thing you know, you're going, oh my God, I really don't want to go there. I'm uncomfortable. I don't like that person. That person pissed me off last time I saw them. So you know what? And we had a fight last time. Yeah, I don't want to see my brother. I don't want to spend the time working things out with him. He's a jerk. Who cares? Who cares about him? And that's what we tell ourselves because we're too busy bearing our hurt and walking around with our hurt. And it's easy to cause people who are hurting to go into the fear. But it's really hard to cause people who are loving to go into the fear. It's really hard to cause people who are trusting. You can't get them to go into fear too easily because they trust. They know they're in the state of acceptance and the flow. And the acceptance and flow comes when you can let go of that, all that stuff, and then you just see what's going to happen next because you've chosen to let it go. So it's like Landmark, which is a great place. I've been there. I missed a lot of it. But what I did get finally after is like you have a vanilla ice cream cone and a chocolate ice cream cone, and you're saying which one is the right choice, and you say chocolate, and they say, well, why'd you choose chocolate? And you have to have the right answer. And I didn't know the right answer, but the right answer is because I choose it. So that helps us to understand we can choose. We have the power to forgive people. We just choose to hang on to our hurt because it justifies our position, and we don't have to be the one to have the courage to make the first move, to make the amends that we need to between us. Because really what you're doing is you're cleaning up your karma. Like you think it's just about your sister in this lifetime or your mother, a work cohort, cohort at the workplace, or I didn't say that right, but work person at the workplace. You think it's just about you now. That's not what's happening here. What's really happening right now is all of your karma is being cleaned up. All of your lifetimes are now coming into a place where we are going to let it go. So what's universe's job? Right now, universe's job is to bring all those people to you that you still have unfinished business with, that you still have bad karma with, for not just this lifetime, but all your lifetimes. But in this lifetime, they show up as one of my friends from university, one of my sister, or my mother, or somebody at church that I don't get along with, right? That's how they show up to us in the negative. They show up in the negative because that's been a negative thing we've held on to. So now is our lifetime, and now is our chance to say, you know what? I forgive you. I forgive you because I know this is an illusion. This doesn't mean anything. I think it does, but it doesn't. This is about me getting ready to make the crossover. This is about me getting ready to go across the Red Sea. And what's the Red Sea from Moses? Come on, Oprah, you know all this. The Red Sea parts and everybody crosses over to the Promised Land. What's the Red Sea represent? It's emotion. It's water. It's water. Why was Moses in the desert for all those years before he could reach the Promised Land? Because he had to teach everybody. They had to let it go. Because they were able to move mountains, part seas, let go of the emotional attachment to what you have always thought, to what you have always believed. Well, the Bible says this, and that's the truth. If you shut down and don't open up, you're going to miss the journey. You're going to miss parting the sea and getting to the other side. And so that's what's going on right now. You think you've had a grudge with your sister or your brother or your mother or your father for some 10, 5, 2, 40 years, whatever, and that's just the way it is. That's your opportunity to clear your karma. So you do whatever it takes to get an excuse to go over to see them, and when you see the person that you have an issue with, you direct the conversation or ask Spirit to guide the conversation to the subject of your hurt. Be the first to apologize. Say, hey, you know what? Remember when this happened in our family, I was really hurt. And because I was hurt, you know what? I shut down. I shut it down and I walked away because I didn't want to deal with it. I didn't know how to deal with it. And it was easier just to not deal with it. But now you're coming and you're saying, I want to move forward. Want to move into the Spirit. I want to go up there. I want to go through the portals. I want to be the high spirit ascending. Then you got to let go of the stuff that you're holding on. Ask universe to clear your karma. I say, all the people that I've ever wronged, bring them to me now so that I can have a chance to make things right. And universe will do it. Universe will do it. One of the coolest things, I was at a conference in North Carolina, November 11/11, and I was down there, and at the end, everyone, we had great energy. It was just wonderful. At the end, we were going around, made 2 circles, and we were going around one another. And then you stopped where you landed, and I stopped in front of this woman, and I just said to her, hey, let's talk without talking. We just looked at each other, and I allowed Spirit to speak through her, my soul to hers. Turns out she was my daughter from a past lifetime in Western times, and she got taken by the Indians. And I believe that she was upset because I didn't go after her, and she didn't realize that I had died, and I couldn't go after her. So she's carried that hurt of me abandoning her for over, for 3 or 4 lifetimes, until she finally found me at a crazy place in North Carolina, and our souls contracted to meet so we would have the opportunity to let that go. And I just said to her, I'm sorry. And there was karma cleared there that day. Here we are in the garden. So that's what you want to be aware of right now, is that all the people that have ever hurt you, it's your chance now. Now's the time. Go make amends. Go say you're sorry. You want to be light. You want to raise your vibration. You want to get over to the other side. So you got to let go of some stuff. You can't carry your little bag of hurt and your little sadness and everything, because you've got to realize it's not just from this lifetime. It's from all your lifetimes. Let it go. That's God's gift. He helps us forget our past lifetimes because we have enough dealing with this one. But now we're going to start remembering our past lifetimes because they're going to come all up to be cleared. And that's what the Bible tells us. The dead will rise. The dead are rising. That's the dead in us, the dead lifetimes we've had. We're going to start remembering them. And all those things and all that karma is going to surface. And we'll be able to go, oh, I'm letting this go. And I know when I started, and I know where the root of it from. I know the day I decided to carry that hurt was, in medieval times or whenever. Your soul will remember. Ask, say, please help me remember, and let go of all my past lives' hurts so that I can move forward and be a light being. And you're light because you're not carrying your stuff anymore.
How does it come to us?
What?
These memories, like in dreams, or?
How are you going to remember your past lives? It'll be in knowing. It'll start with, hey, that person looks familiar. Hey, I had a dream about somebody last night. If you run into somebody more than once that you haven't seen, or like you're shopping and you're in a store and you run into them in one store, and the next thing you know, an hour later you're running into them again in another store, like that person is in your space because there's a message. Ken Redfern, the Celestine Prophecy, help me through this. And what you do when you come up to somebody who you have an issue with, or you keep running into, or they look familiar, just send them love. Just visualize a beam of pink light from your heart to theirs and send them love. And as you send them love, they'll tell you why they're really there. You'll find out something. The message will be there. Just keep sending them love until you get the message, because you're meant to connect, because you're meant to clear it. If you have a funeral or you have a wedding, take the opportunity. Ask Spirit to help you. Ask God to step right in and go, look, this is really hard. This person hurt me. This person cost me my business. This guy married my brother stole my wife. Like, how bad can it be? It can be bad. This person raped me. I'm running into my abuser. This person murdered me. I'm running into, this person murdered my child. So you're going to run into these people that come up to you, and they're there for a reason, to be forgiven by you. And as you forgive them, who does it help? You get rid of all those heavy hurt rocks. You don't have to carry around the anger rocks, the shame rocks. I remember an instance in my life where I still carry shame. Why am I still carrying the shame of it? Can I not have compassion for myself? I did some things I'm so not proud of, that I've carried with me. I keep reminding myself I'm not a good person because I did that. Oh yeah, right, don't be too happy. Don't get too carried away, because all of a sudden the thought comes, oh yeah, remember what you did when you were in grade 10? Oh yeah, I did. Oh, how could I have done that? I'm so ashamed. And you bring yourself right back down. You bring yourself right back down. It's a way of continuing to hurt yourself. When you have enough compassion to say, I did the best I could with what I had, and that's all I could do. And then let it be okay that you did hurt yourself by carrying that and depriving yourself of that relationship, maybe with a family member, for all that time. And there probably was a reason in it too. You probably needed that time for growth. You probably needed that time for your own, like I said, your own growth or your own development. Maybe you needed to be separated from those people for a time. And that's okay. And maybe you're not meant to connect with them at all because they're not coming from where you are. But the point is, do a little meditation. Ask their spirit to come in and just say, I'm really sorry this has gone the way it has. It wasn't my intention. If I could have written the perfect play, we would have loved one another and been a happy family and supported each other. We all would have had good jobs. We'd all be together at Christmas. We'd all love turkey. It's like, wouldn't that be ideal? But if we're all ideal, what's the whole point of this exercise? The exercise, the whole point is to awaken to the test. Awaken to the time. Awaken to the time we're in right now. We're in a time where we have the ability to move mankind forward. We can bring our brotherhood, our ability to communicate with one another and love one another. We can take it to the next level, and that time's now. That time's now. So in order to get ready for this time, in order to get ready for the time when we are going to communicate with one another and lift ourselves higher, it's kind of like, I think the whole idea of a Christ figure is he's someone we can all agree on. He's someone we can all get behind. And if you believe in Muhammad, he's someone that we really all love. We admire him. We can get behind him. So being a spiritual leader is coming forward and bringing ourselves into the marriage. Bringing ourselves into the marriage, and the marriage is like-mindedness. Everyone says Christ's the bridegroom and that the church is his bride, right? Well, I think we have our own relationship with that higher power. Is that higher power, whatever you call it, if I look to be Christ, and being the Christ energy that's in me, I want to marry that. I want to marry Jesus. I want to marry that Christ energy in him with me. And how I'll marry it is we'll have like-mindedness. We'll be thinking the same thing. We'll be agreeing on what we think. Right? So when we want to come together as a people, you need a figurehead. You need somebody to come forward that's going to say, okay, are we all like-minded in this? Well, there's Oprah. There's Moses. She's right in there going, can we all agree that we need to move forward in spirituality? And so everybody who's following Oprah, right, who's her fan base, you're going, yeah, we agree with that. We agree with that, yeah. So she's got a lot of followers because they all think the same way. See? And that's what makes her so great, and what makes her more than she is. She's God on earth. She's God working through Moses. The Moses energy. John Lennon, John the Baptist energy. All right? That's what he carried. Listen to his message. All you need is love. You only need love to go forward. Love is what you need to go forward. That's all you need to go forward is love. And so our problems arise when we forget how. Real love forgives everything, because real love understands it's not what it seems. We're these little actors, these little characters, doing our best to be in this physical condition. It was like we're bumping into chairs and hurting people, and it's like, man, what's going on with us that we're not really getting why we're here. We're here to wake up. That's what we're here to do. We're here to wake up. Like, the play's over. Okay, just so you know, the playing part is over. Now we're going to come into creators. So when you go into the marriage contract, like parents, a bride and a groom, a mother, a dad, when you're in like-mindedness, you create a child, right? So you give birth. So when we're in like-mindedness, all right, we're going to give birth to our new future. And we're going to do that through our like-mindedness. So if enough of us are like-minded, we can do it. And I think that's what the New Earth guy wrote, The New Earth, just a little bit of a blank. Eckhart Tolle. Thanks, Eckhart. That's what he's trying to do. He's not too convinced that we can make that happen. That we can move forward in like-mindedness. That's why the Christ figure is so big for Christians, because he's going, you know what? If Christ would come back, we'd all get behind him. Oh, yeah. Bet your bottom dollar if Christ came back right now, we'd all be right behind him. Well, I got news for you. If Christ came back right now, you wouldn't believe it. You wouldn't. And you know what the test is? It's the same test, different time. How many people really believe Jesus was the Son of God when he walked the earth? How many people? Like a handful? Oh, but boy, I would have known him. I would have recognized him. I would have known that, for sure I would have known him. You'd have been lost like everybody else. So God's going to bring his son back. He promised. And I believe that part's going to happen. I believe all the leaders of every great religion, those souls, those energies that they carried to take the people that they loved where they needed to take them, all those great, great souls, all those great spirits are here with us now. And guess who's collecting them? Let's find them. Let's honor them. See where they will take us. Every one of these angels in these books, and the ones that are going to sign, they all have a message. They all have a piece of Christ in them. They all have a message to tell us. So we want to hear from them and their wisdom. I think that's the next chapter. I think that's where we're going. I think the angels who are recognized as carrying the peace of Christ are going to come forward. And those are the ones that are going to help us move forward. They're the ones that God will speak to help his children move forward. Because not everybody can hear me. Not everybody's going to be able to watch this video and be able to hear what I'm saying to them. They're just not. So I got people in here from the sports world, from the entertainment world, from the Christian world, from every part of the world are in here. And somewhere, someone's going to be able to speak to someone so they can hear them. So we can get everybody, as many people on board as we can. It's a miracle what's happening now. So if you want to be part of this miracle, and I suggest you do because it's a real kick, and what else are you doing that's so important that you can't jump on the train, eh? Just for this time. Just for this time, between now when you see it, you see me telling you this, and between the end of this year, give yourself permission to go into the magic, to go into the miracles, to go into the mystery, because it's a kick, it's a ride. And take it, because it's here now. And it's a lot of fun.